What is up, guys? Logan here again with another video. Today we're going to talk about Palantir again. I want to talk about why I'm bullish on it still, and also the movement that we should watch, and kind of some price levels I like. But if you guys are new here, make sure to leave a like and subscribe below for consistent stock market information. I also have a couple Discords you guys can check out. I have the free chat and the premium chat where we give out some call outs in the premium. And I think we're about at 50 members there, so it's really cool. MazSpreads did really well again this week, so really excited for the future of the group. But yeah, let's talk about some Palantir and let's look at a lot of the movement that we've seen this week. So I'm on the 5-day, 5-minute chart, just like last time when I go into all these videos. So this week, right, we had that dip. So here's Monday, here's Tuesday, here's Wednesday, here's Thursday, here's Friday. So I guess technically we had that dip Monday in a little bit. It's still a really great price to get in, around $15.39. And we just continued to ride all week, and then of course today, Friday, sold off. So as we're looking at Palantir again, right, so we had that little sell-off today, and of course this is just due to the market conditions. A lot of that news that came out with the CARES Act funds. So that's the one thing that's causing this little sell-off and kind of a lot of the uncertainty. Of course, we have COVID cases rising as well. But if we scroll in, we'll do a little bit of technical analysis for the day. But we looked really strong in the morning, like great scalp play for anybody who got in. The volume's just been phenomenal on Palantir every morning. Seems like they sell off nearly every morning, like on the first candle, and then ride the rest of the way. But we did hit a new all-time high today for Palantir. We hit 1966. We closed the day down at 1813. I wouldn't be too alarmed though. We are currently in consolidation range. Now, if you guys don't know what consolidation is, Snapchat's done this. We've seen other stocks before they make big moves. So after a stock rises so much, right, and when Palantir's up 1966 and it IPOs at $10 a share, that's already basically a 100% return, which is a huge movement for these stocks. So even throughout the week, even though it's been steadily rising, and we saw it at 16, and then it rode up to 1850, and now we're in this like consolidation range, right? So we have resistance up here, what we've seen, what it looks like that we saw between today and yesterday. This is what we saw at this little range, and we tapped it again, broke a new all-time high in the morning, but then sold off. Now this is supernatural, right? Because when you're in a consolidation range, and here's some support levels we can look at too. Here's Friday, here's Thursday, more support levels here. So a lot of technical analysis going on too, with a lot of these traders and even people buying the shares. But that's the one thing too, when we're talking about Palantir, is we have this consolidation range. Now, consolidation, for anybody who doesn't know, this is when stocks try to pick the direction after a big movement, which I just stated. But what's really important is following the direction of the trend. Now, if we see a downtrend on Palantir, we could see more selling. But if we look at other companies like Snapchat, which I can pull up real quick, so I can show you guys how Snapchat's been moving. Now you guys remember their gap up right too. So if we go to, let's do the 20-day chart. Actually, that's not even far enough away. Let's do the 180-day. So you saw this gap up right here. This was around their earnings time, but they've held this level really well. To where they did dip, they tapped the EMA really quickly back last week. So that's one thing to keep in mind. But 46, now we could be seeing a move like this with Palantir, right? So they had a big movement and consolidated and made another big move to an all-time high, then downtrended, bounced off the EMA, and now is looking to retest all-time highs shortly. So this is kind of a pattern that I see quite a bit. And if we go back to Palantir, now of course the 180-day chart won't say very much for us. But if we go down, this is the 15-minute 5-day, but the 5-minute 5-day, checking Palantir out here. So we had the low at 1388. We rose a ton. Seems like a lot of after-hours movement every day. We did sell, but like I said, I'm not worried about this. I'm still very bullish, but consolidation is completely natural. So if you're worried that today, you bought shares at 19 and now it's 18.12 at close, that's just part of market conditions. It's part of trading stocks, is you just have to get used to that, Try to buy when it is a red day or when the price is a little bit lower, just, so you can get more bang for your buck when you're making an investment like this. But what a week for Palantir. Since IPO, I mean, as of this morning, we were almost up 100%. So anybody who even bought shares in September, maybe even early October, it's been a month and a half since then. and you have an 100% return on your investment. So if you were to sell it today, and everyone has different goals. My goals with trading are different than everybody else's, but I still like Palantir here. Now, the only thing we have to be wary of course, any sort of bearish sign. Maybe if the market starts to get bearish on us again, we've been very strong, but we can also consolidated on SPY this week, IWM, and we did close the week lower than we started it, but I'm still not alarmed just because we're consolidating, and you see big moves and big breakouts, stuff like that, when you see market consolidation, because there's investors who want to see stocks hold their levels to push their confidence in them, right? So if you saw Palantir pop off to 15 and now it's at 19, your confidence is kind of there. Like, okay, I wanted to enter at 15, I didn't, now it's at 19. So if we get a pullback, I think we'll get back to 19. And even if we don't pull back, or if we continue to consolidate and hold this level, it even boosts the confidence of the investors who've been holding since 13, 14, right? Just so that they feel like their money's going to continue to work for them. So that's one thing to check out too. But even if we look back on the week, I'll scroll into Thursday too. And this is another weird morning to where it really couldn't pick its mind, like choose the direction that it wanted to move. And then this is today, just like the same thing that I was talking about. It has been struggling in the morning. A lot of people, boom, big sell candle, tons of volume immediately, almost every morning. This is a good breakout that we had right here, and then we fell below the VWAP, hung out at the EMA, mounted it, got shut down underneath the EMA, gapped up overnight, so not a big deal there, but another textbook breakout right here on Palantir. This is one of the best days to trade. It was Tuesday when we went from 16 to 1850. Now I'd say most traders would have entered around this big green mount right here, and then they got another candle, bounced off the VWAP, right, because you have that VWAP support there for you. Zoom in a little bit closer for you guys just so it looks a little better. See how that candle just it hit it perfectly. The volume is still steady, and like you can even see here, yeah, we didn't get a lot of movement. Volume did get lower. It's still 1 million trades in 5 minutes, which is pretty crazy, but it continued to hold its line. VWAP was good. It was above the EMA, so we're looking really good here, and then started just to naturally, consolidate, hung out above the VWAP for the day. So this week's been a really interesting week for Palantir, but that's why we haven't gotten much movement, is because of these big days, right? You see these big movements, investors want to see if the share price is going to stay where it's at, and we've seen this with so many stocks, whether it's Tesla or NEO, even Snapchat. Snapchat is definitely my favorite example because it's so textbook to how stocks move like that, where they have gap ups, and you wonder if it's going to come back down, but then it consolidates, so that you don't see a reversal candle. If you see a reversal candle, then that could be a tough time if you're someone who was holding up high. So I think you're in a good spot as long as you're not the guy who bought it in 1966. But even then, you could always average your cost down and you're still going to be doing really well. So I still like Palantir. I like the charts. I'm still really bullish on them. And that was a great stock to even practice with if you were paper trading, if you weren't trading with real money. But if you're trading with real money, I think you should have done pretty well this week, and for any positions that you've taken. So I'm curious to see how we move, but I still like the range that we're at. I'm excited to see what Monday brings. Maybe we do get another dip, but maybe we continue to consolidate, get ready to make another move to a new all-time high, right? Because today we hit all-time highs on Palantir, which is a big deal. So maybe we keep holding this level, but personally I'd like to see a little bit more consolidation, and then we should see another move upwards. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say today in this video, but I just wanted to touch on Palantir. I know you guys have been asking me more questions about it, and if I'm still bullish, or if 1780 was too expensive of a price, or some questions like that. So there's a lot to watch on this stock, but just be careful with trading. Always have your stop losses, and also always set goals going into every trade so that you don't get too greedy and then lose your profits. So just be smart with what you got. Money's abundant. You can always make it every day. So just keep it up, guys. I'm really impressed. Do not forget to leave a like on this video. Don't forget to join the Discords. That's going to be it for me today, but I hope you guys have a great weekend. See you guys.